Welcome back to ruralvacantland.com. This is Luke Smith. I'd like to show you a property I got up on the website just in the last week. This one's in Mendocino County, California. It's 0.36 acres. I'm asking $9,999. So let's get into it. Let's look at this thing. Its taxes are $182 a year. It's in a neighborhood, but it's a township. It's not an HOA. So the township fees are billed through your, county taxes. Just added on there. Um, they've got some rules and regulations. I'll get into that, but let's look at the property too first. Yeah, what happened? One of it right here. So big hills and trees all over the place. This town is Willits. Let's zoom out, zoom in first here. So we're in Northern California. Washington, Oregon, California. San Francisco, north of San Francisco. A little over 2 hours, just under 3 hours drive from San Francisco up the 101 to this area. Willits is the local town. Brook Trails is the subdivision. This subdivision covers a huge area, and there's lots of trees. It's like an old logging camp from way back in the day, like the 20s or something. It was logged out, turned into a dude ranch, maybe even 1800s or something. It was a long time ago. And they dammed up some of these rivers, made reservoirs they can use to pipe water all over the neighborhood. So this lot is in the far reaches of the Brook Trails proper subdivision. There's a ridge road going up here, and then this bends down towards the end of the road is this lot. We should do some topography stuff, huh? There's a house here, here's a house here, here's a house here. There's a power line going down the road here. I wonder if it goes all the way. There's a power line here. These guys got solar panels. We've also got a power line. I think the property's right around here. Water line stuff still going. This part of the subdivision doesn't have the septic system. So you have to do, did I say septic system? It doesn't have the sewage system. You have to make a septic system. So this is the property. You could build on this here and probably look out over the valley. Down at the bottom of the valley is a stream that flows to the reservoir that makes the water, or holds the water for everybody in the community. They built this neighborhood in the 60s. They put water lines in to the whole neighborhood. All kinds of infrastructure. Willits Creek. A lot of it's been built, but there's still a lot of empty lots. There's Willits down here. So you're in the hills, in the trees, just nice countryside. I pulled up this is San Francisco, downtown San Francisco to the property is just under 3 hours, 2 hours 40 minutes. You could do that in a weekend trip. You could have your weekend house up here, vacation home, secondary home, third home, whatever, and shoot up there for vacations, summers, spend some time in the woods, and then go back to San Francisco. In the Bay Area. It doesn't have to be downtown. If you want to go over to the beach, if you want to go over to the coastline, it's about half the distance over the coastline because it's a small windy road through the hills out to Fort Bragg. It's like, about an hour, a little over an hour, 43 miles. There's property line. It's a longer property. There's a different view of it. So it's a bunch of unused land in the area, unplotted land in the area. So you're really in the woods. I mean, this neighborhood is known for that. It's got a lot of greenscapes, a lot of stuff that's not being developed into housing lots. So you get, undeveloped stuff all over in front of you, a whole bunch of woods. I mean, the neighbors are undeveloped, but they might get developed someday. Right next door, there's Brook Trails Township owns the property, so it's a town, it doesn't seem like someone's going to build on that side. And on this side, they might build someday. But, pretty secluded lot out at the back of the subdivision looking off at a whole bunch of nature. So this neighborhood has a website. It's I put a link to this on my website about the property here. I'm pretty sure it's on here. Maybe it's not on there yet. I'll make sure to get a link. Yeah, here it is. Please, for more information about building design requirements, water, etc., there's a link here to this website. And this website is about Brook Trails Township. And so they've got a whole bunch of information here about how that it was started, and it was an old logging camp back in the day. And then Dude Ranch, and eventually a community. So they cut it up in a whole bunch of different lots and started selling the lots. They made 6,000 lots in the 60s, and it took them, till the 70s before they sold them all. They talk about the history. They got big lots up here and different ones, without as much infrastructure out there. More ranches instead of housing lots. Here's more housing lots, and they got the different streets. And they really brag about all the green that's in here. This map's covered in green because it's a lot of nature that's not being developed off. So they're bragging up this community as a place you could have your secondary home in the woods, and it's not going to turn into a city. So a lot of green stuff was saved. You're talking about fires that have happened in the past. Here's some of the regulations they got on the sign. It says, in this area, there's no hunting or trapping. There's no discharge of firearms. There's no overnight camping. No dumping or littering. Motorized vehicles in any greenbelt areas. No swimming in public water supply lakes. So the big one here that gets me is the overnight camping. So you can own the land, but you can't go camp on it. They want you to build a house. You talk about rules and regulations, but so there's a whole bunch of stuff here to read about. One of the main things that is going on in Brook Trails right now is water. They've got this huge water system. They've got links about how they've built lakes and dams and pumping stations and pipelines all over the place. Right, here's a water system, and it goes out. Blue Ridge Road is, I don't know why we can't see it on there, because this map is old as dirt. I don't know, but one of the maps I have in paper, I'm pretty sure there's a water line that goes out that road. The whole neighborhood's got the water line. It just doesn't have the sewer system. And so what they're doing is they're talking about water emergency has been declared. So the state of California owns the water in this area, and the community gets the rights from the state of California to give the water to the people in the community. So the people that have built homes there, like over 3,000 homes have been built in the community. It's my understanding. Um, they've got rights to the water first, and then people that want to build, they've got to get permission to get the water. So there's only so much water available. It's first come, first serve. And right now they're not giving up new water allocations while California is in official drought scenario. And so it's been raining a lot and doesn't seem like California is in as such a severe drought scenario as it used to be. And so I think the state will back off on that and start opening up more allocations. The community is waiting for that, and they believe that because they've improved their dam and improved their systems, they've got more capacity to serve more customers. And it's been raining, and the snowpack's been awesome, and it's been a good deal of time of not drought like it has been. So they should change the policies. It's just bureaucratic slowness. And as the bureaucratic slowness comes back around over time, then it's first come, first serve. They can start, people in the community can have vacant lots or buy vacant lots, can go build on them and make it happen. But until there's more water allocations, it's not working. So you can buy the property for cheap, and then as the water gets turned back on, excuse me, then the prices should go back up again, and you can take advantage of that speculation. So if you want to buy the property and start building tomorrow, this isn't the right property for you. But if you want to buy the property and start planning and working on it, maybe later this winter or next spring or something, the state will say, we're not in a severe drought scenario anymore, especially if we get crazy snowpack again this winter, like last winter. Should turn the lights back on and open it back up for people to go for it. So the other thing this community has is they've got plans and ideas of what they want you to build. And so they've got links on here on the same website with development standards and process in Brook Trails Township. And they have a downloadable design review application packet, which I was looking at this. You can, put your information in there. They want you to show, the property lines and trees greater than 6 inches in diameter that you're going to cut down, and outdoor lighting. They want you to show any cut and fill, retaining walls, drainage devices, channels proposed, that kind of stuff. I mean, just basic things. They even talk about manufactured home, how you're going to move it in and place it. Grading plan, building plans, just the basics of going to build a house in California, right? And that's about the community. So this property, I'm calling it Big Redwood Trees, Paved Road, Waterline and Street. That's what it is. It's ready to go. So if you want to buy this thing, I've got online checkout, $9,999. Just click the buy now. Let's make sure it's working. And now you fill out your title information, everything. Click next, put your credit card information in there, and it's your property. If you want to run it through title, let me know. We can do that. I'd ask you to pay the fees on that. If you can't get this on one transaction through a credit card, let me know. We can come up with other ways to make the payment happen. Like there's a pay here button. You can break it up between multiple cards or over different days and get around their regulations to pull it off. So when all the funds add up, I'll deed it over to you, get it recorded. I'll pay all the fees to make it happen if you check out online. And if you want to run it through title company, I'd ask that you pick one and you pay the fees. In this area, I think the cheapest, fastest one is First American Title in Reading. I'm sure there's lots of them to choose from. But that's the property. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Luke Smith at ruralvacantland.com.